Welcome to the edge of your seat. Today we're looking at two films that came out in the third weekend of January. The Commuter marks the fourth collaboration between director Jean-Colette Serra and star Liam Neeson. Unknown, non-stop, and run all night. The setup this time is that cop-turned-insurance man Neeson is offered $100,000 to identify and tag a passenger who doesn't belong on his everyday commuter train. It's an interesting enough idea, mainly because the intentional vagueness of both the task and the outcome mean Neeson is wading into morally grey territory from the start, possibly justified by the financial squeeze on the American middle class. Unfortunately, this potentially thoughtful thriller idea is jettisoned far too soon and replaced with a by-the-numbers action piece that strains plausibility to breaking point. That's not to say it's a bad film, though. Neeson, as always, is a commanding presence, and there's some nice turns from Breaking Bad's Jonathan Banks and cult favourite Andy Nyman, though Florence Pugh from Lady Macbeth is completely underutilised. The hand-to-hand combat is shot well enough, even when it becomes ludicrous, and there's a claustrophobic atmosphere to the train. Ultimately, though, it just feels pretty much interchangeable with any of the other Liam Neeson action films, with all the expected cliches. Though, I will give it this. If I had to rewatch a train-set investigative thriller from this winter period, I'd happily pick this over Mustache on the Polar Express. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The Post is Steven Spielberg's ode to these words, championing the rights of the press to hold government to account and keep the public well informed. It makes this point through the story of the Washington Post's attempt to publish the infamous Pentagon Papers, the classified documents detailing the underhanded way successive American governments attempted to justify the unwinnable war in Vietnam. Meryl Streep plays Katharine Graham, newly appointed owner of the newspaper after her husband's suicide. She's very much still finding both her feet and her voice as the film begins, and has to learn how to assert her authority over a male-dominated board who routinely question her competence. Alongside her is Tom Hanks as Ben Bradley, the frustrated editor-in-chief who sees an opportunity to make the paper a national institution. Both actors shine, with understated but powerful performances of a scintillating script, as does Better Call Bob Odenkirk as an assistant editor doing a lot of the legwork. Anyone with a so-so knowledge of the Nixon presidency should be more than capable of diving straight in, but it's the worrying parallels between then and now. Read all about it, corrupt Republican president tries to suppress freedom of the press for his own gains, that make it a universal warning. Join us next time when we'll be shrinking, running through mazes, and going back to the Bronze Age.